Alright, welcome to Speed Gaming, the final match in the second quest twist section of the Battle for Hyrule 2 tournament. This is the last match of the third and final round of the twist. We had 6 people enter the second quest section of the tournament. This is the 2-0 round match. The winner of this will win this section, and that will be the first category champion of the tournament. "100% Noah Bay final is going to be a week from yesterday, and we have some semifinals this week but this whole thing should be wrapped up in the next couple weeks. So we're getting down to the best races with the best runners. So this is second quest. Second quest is a little more linear than first quest. You can't go to level 3. You could go to level 2, but it's risky in a race because there's no guaranteed bomb early on the level. Alright, we got them synced. So both our runners are going to go 1 first. They're also both doing something very close to the world record route, which means they need money in level 1 because they want to do the money-making game manip right after level 1. So they want 10 rupees by the end. That's why you saw Antlerz turn around for that rupee by the bridge, because every one of them counts. Captain Green does get one of the lucky bombs off the Grias. So does Antlerz, so no one's going to have to spend time for that backup. Antlerz gets both the bombs, but yeah. Up A is for safety. And Captain Green's going to get his money from the Wall Masters here. Antlerz is first out of level 1. Captain Green right behind him. So, by the way, if you watch the world record runs, it's a tie between Lack Attack and Shuxel88, they both skip this heart container here, and the reason they do that is to keep beams in level 2 coming up. But for a race, you want a little bit of extra health, so both of our runners are going to get that heart container. And then they are going to do the MMG manip. There is a faster version of this than what you see them doing. You can save at level 1 and reset and open the bomb hole while staying frame perfect, but the way they're doing it's a little easier. So for race consistency, they're doing it this way. And what they're doing is they'll reset, they're waiting for a sound cue. The money-making game results happen in 4-frame windows because the animation of Link going in the cave establishes that frame rule. By waiting for that sound cue, they're aiming for 3-frame rules in a row, so it's a 12-frame window to hit instead of a 4-frame window, so it's pretty forgiving. And on this route, they just need 1 of those, and they'll buy the candle, and then head on to level 2. Antler's getting teased by this overworld fairy. He would really like to have beams for the keys coming up, but that fairy just went out to sea and would not help him out. Fairy trolling Captain Green by sitting on the rocks. Captain Green does get a little hard off an Octrox, but he loses it. Alright. Captain Green will come in with beams, but... And And the world record actually has a manip that carries from the money-making game through the Candle Cave all the way to this Gibdo room, and so they all like converge on the bomb and die very quickly. It's very cool to see. But never seen it in a no reset. Alright, so speaking of, so Antlerz gets a clean Manhandla key. This Manhandla is, it's faster than any of the alternate keys you can route in. Second quest is kind of tight on keys, there are fewer than in first quest. But, it's also a Manhandla, so if you're low on bombs, it can be a real problem, and it can be preferable to get a slower key somewhere else. But both have bombs, so they're both going for it. Manhandla not as nice to Captain Green. Oh. And he's gonna bail. So he'll get a different key somewhere, but he didn't want to use his last bomb on that wisely. Captain Green getting his recorder. Antlerz gets a handy bomb force on that Zol. Antlerz is first out of level 2. Since he did MNG and bought the candle, he can get this 100 secret now. This is the only 100 secret in second quest. It's under a bush that does not burn in first quest. I mentioned key routing's a little tricky in second quest. There are actually 2 keys in level 4 and level 5 that are blocked behind rivers, even though the ladder isn't until level 6. So in the speedrun, it's actually faster to go into level 6 now and grab the ladder, even though the level 6 boss is a Goma, and we don't have bow and arrow, so we can't complete the level yet. We're gonna run in here for this little Mission Impossible errand. And Antlerz grabs the ladder and leaves. Some people go in and get a key at that point, some people get it on the second dip into 6. Yeah. I think both of these guys are doing the ladder. Okay, so our bracelet is required in second quest, because there's a level under a rock. So Antlerz is going to grab that, and then he's going to go into the shop and get his arrows, as Captain Green gets his own ladder back at 6. And next is gonna, and Captain Green's gonna, I believe, grab a potion. because these guys are not going to get a sword upgrade. There is a the world record route finishes with white sword. They're gonna get a little more safety than the world record route does, but they're still gonna do this same basic thing and finish with white sword. Antler's getting cornered by these red bubbles. If you get tapped by a red bubble, you have to go down those stairs and do several extra rooms to find a blue bubble and get your sword back. So that's why he was being so careful to get through that. But yeah, so because we're so underpowered in 8, these boomerangs each do a heart of damage. So it's pretty challenging on this route, which does 8 with so few heart containers. But it's not as tough as 100% or a randomizer doing 8 because you don't see the vast majority of the level. See though, because the wand and the any key are the items and they're not required. So in the any percent run, they are skipped. CaptainGreen gets through the red bubbles. Actually closing the gap a little bit with those red bubbles trolling Antlerz so much. Now CaptainGreen really hoping this Dig Dogger, which is in the health group, could drop him a heart or maybe even a fairy. And a rupee, of course. Antlerz kills the triple Dodongos. Not the last triple Dodongo room you will see in this run, and he's out of 8. Now Antler's going to get the white sword, which is right between a couple of levels in second quest, and very much worth it, even for a task. And the reason he killed that Lionel he just killed is to fix spawns inside 4. But, yeah. Unlike first quest where the task does everything with bombs and finishes with wood sword, there are enough Patras and Gleeoks in second quest to make that relatively short detour up to the white sword worth it, even with absolutely perfect play. This is a dark diagonal. Antlerz clears it very quickly. That was that bubble spawn didn't get in his way the way it can with some other spawns, which is why he went to the trouble to kill that Lionel before grabbing the white sword. That was a Cananophone strat that I passed on to him. I know Antlerz saw the spawns in level 4 and said, okay, we're killing that Lionel every time. I don't know if CaptainGreen does that or not. He does not. Alright, so this dark room coming up with mixed bubbles and dark nuts. There are 5 pairs of 2 blocks. If you have beams, you can clip into the middle one, and well, Antlerz has beams now, but alright, that was a pretty good room. CaptainGreen into the dark diagonal now. Does it well, does not get bubbled. Pretty quick room. Antlerz gets this key. We do not have 50 rupees, so we will be giving up a heart container here. And for these guys, the white sword's going to be the top sword upgrade, so they're not really concerned about heart containers for that reason, anyway. The other 4 runners in this section of the tournament all did routes that got magical sword, and that is why these guys are in the finals and we are not. Alright, Antler's into this gauntlet. Notice he did not pick up the Triforce because big troll here against casual players. You have to figure out that you have to walk through the Triforce room to get to this gauntlet, and this maze room contains the raft, which is required to progress. You'll see it is not very friendly. Antlerz gets beams back, which helps. Captain Green pause buffering. Those red bubbles you have to back up down those stairs if you get tapped by them, because those blues we just passed are the last ones. And it looks like we're about to high five. Captain Green going into the gauntlet behind the Triforce. Antler's coming back to pick it up. Ooh, that was fun. Captain Green with the triple smoke. Nicely placed bomb on Captain Green's side. Last enemy has the clock. Some runners do try to set up the global chances so that the Red Dark Nuts and Pulse Voice have chances to drop clocks in that room, but even if you do that, it doesn't always happen. So Antler's getting this key. I thought he got the Manhandler key, so I think he needs this one, but better have too many keys than too few. He might be skipping another one that I'm not aware of. Alright, so Antler's going into this spiral full of Wizrobes. They forced a bomb on them, which was nice. Ooh, down to 1 heart. Antler's struggling with this double clip. This happened to me last night. It's like free sometimes, but then you miss it once, it's like 3. It's a bunch of tries to get it again. So it's fastest to up A at the bow, and I think that's what Antlerz is going to do. He only has 1 heart, and with that Keys key he got, he definitely doesn't need the Goma key. The Goma has a key, which obviously, if you don't up A, you pass him again. Captain Green also getting the Keys key. He didn't get the Manhandler key, so he needs this key, I think. But although if he got the Goma key, he could skip it too. But he's probably also gonna up A. We'll see. Nice fairy from Manhandla. Obviously, he already had bombs, so health might have even been better for him there. As Antlers gets towards the end of the level, and Captain Green is at the bow. Captain Green is going to up A, so he has to get through all this on 3 hearts, just like you saw Antlers do. Maybe he could get a fairy drop somewhere too. We'll see. Antlers going for a bomb force. He dropped that bomb on a red head, and he got it. So the red head increments the count every frame, and it passes over the explosion, same as the core of Manhandla. So he was able to force a bomb on Gleeok by dropping that bomb and then not getting hit for the remainder of the fight. Right, so now Antlers is going to do the Rue Quarter, trick discovered by Rue Slugs. He's going to trigger the raft and the whistle whirlwind at the same time, which will whistle him. It'll wrong warp him northeast of the destination. Unfortunately, Captain Green taking a death in level 5. You'll notice that Antlers whistled when he landed and dodged the whirlwind. The reason he did that is because he's later going to whistle up at the end of level 7, and by doing that before he has the level 6 Triforce in his inventory, he saves a whistle. And people talking about if there's any hint for walkthroughs. Yeah, the shoot room in level 2 kind of gives you a hint that there's something in that wall. And you have to find the recorder to progress past level 3. So by level 4 you should know that walkthroughs exist, but often you have to like kill the whole dungeon and find the map before you figure out there are extra rooms there. Okay, so Captain Green gets Manhandla on his second pass. Meanwhile, Antler's going into this ladder clip. He gets it. Ooh. The intended path here is to take a staircase in the room below and come out in this staircase, but faster to go through the room and do that clip, despite the scary Wizrobe dodging. And we're going to have side-by-side Gleeok fights, but different Gleeoks. Antlers takes a red bubble hip, which doesn't matter, because one of the things that gives you your sword back after a red bubble is a Triforce grab, and the only thing he has between here and the Triforce is the Goma, which is he can kill without using the A button. Easy pattern on the Goma, and Antlers gets the 1 cycle. Easy pattern, I mean the Goma was coming straight up and down. If he moves left, it's harder, and if he moves right, it's much harder. You can 1 cycle every pattern, but the middle one is easiest. So Antlers up A'd, and now he's gonna head to the Any Road, and then take the Any Road to the northeast, and then he will head into level 3, which is the first quest level 2 location. Captain Green into 6 now, gets that key. Did Antlers skip the level 6 key on the second tip? Maybe that's why he got the keys key. Maybe he was replacing that one. Level 3 is the only dungeon in the vanilla game where the boss heart and the Triforce are not right next to each other like a normal dungeon. This Dodongo room has the boss heart, and since they're doing a white sword route... Oh no, Captain Green with another death. Since they're doing a white sword route, okay, I guess Antlers is going to pick up the heart for the safety. But the only reason to mess with that room is mainly for bombs. He got it pretty quick and got the extra heart container out of it. Antlerz is one of only 2 people who has beaten second quest damageless, and he's the only one who's done it sub-hour. Saver did it first, but not as fast. So he does have strats for slowing down and being careful in a lot of these rooms that most runners don't. You can see. Now, Captain Green's in kind of a tough situation because this, on only 3 hearts, this maze room, like there's some spawns where it's pretty easy to get through, and some spawns where it's not, and he's not getting the good ones, so he's just taking hits as soon as he gets in there. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and potion. He would have rather saved that for 7, which you will see coming up on Antler's side. But see if he grabs the second potion along the way or not. So Antler's into level 7. Level 7 in second quest is sort of like first quest level 8, ramped up to 11. We have a lot of blue dark nuts, and a Manhandla and a Goma, and a Mugger. Antlerz, because he doesn't have magical sword on this route, Antlerz needs to get some damage in with bombs on these dark nuts to make them fast. Captain Green finally out of 6. But those deaths in the 2 Wizrobe's dungeons there set him back a bit. Antler's pausing to get hit by a fireball after Goma. Presumably he wants to know his count exactly, so he can try to force bombs in the lagoon ahead, which is the Lagoon 2 in second quest is a diagonal with dark nuts in it, so it's pretty sketchy. Antler's gonna give the old man the part he grabbed from the Dodongos, and oh, he hits the old man. Hitting the old man also increments the count, so that together with the keys he killed will set him up to force bombs here, hopefully. Yep, there it is. Notice Captain Green did not bother with the Dodongo heart. This is a best of 3, so Captain Green needs something to go really wrong for Antlerz for him to win this race, but he does get another chance, and we will be doing that immediately after. Alright, Antlerz into the Gleeok fight as Captain Green joins him in level 7. grabs another heart container for the safety, and Antlerz is out, and he will be heading on to level 9. Antlerz is going to whistle to the first quest level 4 location, which was level 5 in second quest. And then he's going to whistle again and set up a recorder. And he's going to recorder to 6, which goes northwest of the first quest 6 location, which is up in Death Mountain, right next to second quest 9, which is way up in the far northwest. So there's less combat in second quest 9. Really, the Silver Arrow is the only Wizrobe room you have to kill. There's a Wizrobe room with a key that is in the world record route, but they already got the key, so they don't need to deal with that in a race. Which you really don't want to have an extra Wizrobe combat room in a race just to save whatever few seconds it is over the other key. But we'll have the option to up A at the Silver Arrows. Knowing Antlerz, he'll do it. And if he's doing that, he would like to have a ferry set up for after the up A. There's a required land mola kill, so there's a count of 10 built in somewhere. If you can get to 16 either at the land mola or after, he will get a ferry. The world record actually skips hearts to the point that they're down to 6 hearts here, so the ferry gives them beams. Which, if you are going to go as fast as you can or else die, is fine. If you're going to try and beat the other guy, not a great idea. Antlerz got his fairy force off that fire. Oh, Antlerz, it's a bomb hole. So, Antlerz was trying to clip around that turnstile. What he's doing now, bombing at this hole and reloading the room, is actually the intended route. That's how you're supposed to figure out how to get through this. We clip around the turnstile so we don't have to push that block, which is why he didn't remember that that was a bomb hole, because normally we don't go that way. Nice Lagoon 3 for Captain Green, by the way. Oh god. Oh no! That is a brutal death for Captain Green, I'm sure. That was not what he wanted to happen. You don't see a dot done from Antlerz, but you kind of almost hope to see it soon so you can forfeit in good conscience and get to game 2. Well, all the dark nuts come back, so it'll be a while before it gets back there. But Antlerz into this final Patra, which is one of the hardest rooms in the game, with these 2 fireball turrets and the expanding Patra. He is standing in very specific places to avoid the fireballs. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so Antler's glitched to the point that he's stuck in his expanding state, which is really bad news for Antler's because he's stuck over here. He can't get to the bomb hole to reload the room and start this over. So he's just like he's somehow not dead. Like, good lord. Okay, it's absolutely unreal that he... I mean, I won't speak too soon, but it's absolutely unreal that he got through that. Why only White Sword? Because Magical Sword in Second Quest is really far out of the way. It's up kind of close to where First Quest 9 is. But, Alright, and Antler's... I'm sorry, I should have changed it to Antler's audio. Yeah, there we go. So Antler's will take down Game 1, and Captain Green has forfeited. Alright, we should be back for Game 2 in just a moment here. See them resetting. Rewriting their save files, new Zelda, because they do save in the middle of this run for the MMG, so they need fresh save files for every run. And they're off. And we get the magical sword, we up A continue. If you ever watch the world record run and wonder why they don't up A, it's because we don't know how to carry a manip through an up A. So they just walk back out of the cave to establish the frame rule, and they get all these drops that these guys are hoping for, as a matter of course, assuming they stay on the manip, which is easier said than done. But these guys, neither of them got... Well, no, okay, Antler's got the 5er from the lever, but these guys both want 10 rupees and bombs, leaving level 1. And they've set up their globals to get chances on these Gurias. Antler's gets a bomb there. Captain Green does not, so he will have to go up to the this room of blue Gurias, which has a static bomb drop. He's killing a couple things, probably hoping for a heart and or some money to... Grabbing the compass for good measure. But yeah, this backup is not great, but in level 2 there's not even anything like this, so that's why we do one first in races. And actually it is the faster route as well, but... Alright, so Antler's first out of 1. Antler's does have his 10 rupees, so he's gonna open the MMG cave and then save and do his manip to get guaranteed 50. Alright, and Antlers will head into level 2 at the, well, first quest Blue Ring Armos, and Captain Green will do his money-making game out. Barry actually landed for him that time. Alright, so Antler's grabbing the shoot key. Captain Green gonna join him in 2. We'll see how, Lean Man handle it with the bomb drop for Antlers. Antlers with the recorder. See how the manhandler treats Captain Green. Once again, Manhandla being mean to Captain Green. He has to bail and hang on to his bomb. Captain Green getting the recorder as Antlerz is already at the Gleeok fight. Oh, nice. Captain Green pauses to set up a bomb force on that, so that'll makes his bomb situation a little more comfortable. So Antlerz heading over to the graveyard to dive into 6 early for the ladder. Captain Green must have a count going. He's bombed a Keese. If he counted correctly, presumably he's stored a bomb on that Keese, and he releases it on the Dark Nut. As the rest gets the static bomb, he's full up on bombs. Not have full health though. Have to do this Gleeok with no beams. Antlerz taking all the trap boosts there. Since we are up-ang at the ladder, those all do save time. You don't pay anything for the health. As long as you get boosted in the right direction. Antlerz taking that P-hat boost into the cave. I think the task does that. I think that obviously some RTA runners do too. Not part of his damageless run, of course. I was gonna say Captain Green entered the 100 secret from the bottom instead of the top, so he's getting worse spawns than usual in here, but hopefully he can handle it. He did take a whizzer up to the face in that first room because of that. But okay, he's through it. Okay, Captain Green got his ladder, and he's gonna grab his potion now. Alright, Antlerz into one of the many triple Dodonga rooms. Oh, he gets doubled. Very nice room. Only losing the second bomb force was not ideal, but still did it very quick and got some health along the way. He's out of level 8 before Captain Green can even enter. Antler's not happy about losing beams to that Tektite. He was probably killing them, hoping one of them would give him a heart to fix that problem. But beams really speed things up in that dark diagonal coming up, so he's not thrilled to have taken that damage. Not that Antler's ever likes to take damage. He's not getting damage is kind of his thing. Captain Green down to half a heart. Could this Dig Dogger possibly hook him up with some health? Okay, 1 heart. Better than nothing. Good room for Antlers. And that strat he did would have been... That's the reason for killing the Lionel, because that strat he did... If he didn't kill the Lionel, the bubble would have been in the way when he flipped up to the corner there. And I think he also likes the spawn better in the other key room. Although, that may be something I'm not good enough to understand. Ooh! Captain Green down to half a heart again. He takes his potion. You don't really want to be using your potion level 8, but you want to be dying in level 8 even less, so I support it. Captain Green in a scary situation. Well, oh, okay, it's level 8, it's not quite as scary as before, but if he doesn't get a bomb force here, he has to backtrack a bunch. Alright. He got both of the bombs from them, so we're okay. Alright, Captain Green out of 8, and Antlers... Notice that the ladder coming out, that's one of the reasons for the early ladder dive, is get that key from those keys right there. There's no way to get that key without a ladder, despite the ladder not being... the ladder being in level 6 and this being 4. You did them in order. And of course you can't finish 6 before 4, so... it does reward you for the double dip. Although I think that's less about rewarding speedrunners than just trolling casual players. It's confusing seeing a key that you can't get to and not having found the ladder yet. Alright, so Antlers kills Dig Dogger, and he's into the, behind the Triforce Gauntlet. Alright, so we're both fighting tough combat rooms. Oh, nice clock for Captain Green in the bubble room. Antler's gonna up A. Head to level 5. Into a Wizard Robe dungeon with 3 hearts, why not? Grabbing the Dark Keys key. CaptainGreen getting some bomb luck from the Dark Nuts, so he has 8 bombs going into this Dodonga room. Antler's in the Wizrobe spiral. Getting a little dicey. Alright, Captain Green. Pretty good for her. He got clock stopped both the combat rooms, which is of course partly luck, at least partly. But we'll be out of here shortly, and we'll join Antlers in 5. No, this is actually people could enter any of 4 categories, as many as they wanted to. This is the first one that's going to finish because it had the fewest entrants. So this is the final for second quest, but we still have 100% Noah Bay and Swordless, and both the Championship and Premier bracket for any percent Noah Bay still to go in the next couple weeks. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Zelda Speedruns, Antlers, who you're watching now, will be doing his semi-final match in any percent Noah Bay against the Dr. Blue. And then on Thursday, Antlers again at 8 p.m. will be doing his Swordless semi-final against King Doll. Antlers, the only one who entered all 4 categories and is still alive in all 4 categories. A couple of us also entered them, but have been knocked out by now. Captain Green also is actually in the finals for Swordless, so if Antlers beats King Doll later this week, these 2 will rematch at Swordless. Yes, Antlers is good at this game, to say the least. Ooh, Captain Green takes a death. Captain Green in the first game, his comment in the race room: "Whoever thought likes and traps in a close quarters room is good game design is not a good person and brought great shame to their family." So, his frustration with the level 5 perhaps repeating here. So Antler's good ways through 6 now. Nice pumps by Captain Green there. He that little wiggle he did as he was moving diagonally, that saved a few frames by the way the grid works. Hey, Captain Green. Captain Green on comms made an observation, which I have also experienced, that those Vyres are like our room of no drops, which was Darkwing's name for a Vyre room in First Quest. But he actually got hearts, and they gave him his beams back. He did not get a bomb, but he managed to force a bomb off Gleeok, so he solved the bomb problem doing that. Nicely done. Cross-stitch background done for us by only level 1. Has done a great job designing layouts for tournaments for years now for the Z1 community. And updated them once again for this tournament, and as always, they look great. Alright, so Antler's making his way through 3, which was really a prelude to level 7, which is a big Arcanine fight coming up. Well, Captain Green not too far behind him. He's back at 6. Green gets the 1 cycle on Goma, and he is out of 6. Captain Green also going to up A to the Annie Road and then do the dungeons in the east, as you see Antler's in the process of doing already. Bomb force for Antlers and the Lagoons has if you really want to cash in the savings from skipping Magical Sword, getting a lot of damage from bombs on Dark Nuts is crucial, because otherwise, if you sort everything down, you're just going to give up all the time that you saved by skipping Magical Sword by sorting Dark Nuts. So the bomb placement really key to making the whole thing work. Ooh, a nice one cycle on the right Goma from Antlerz. That is the hardest pattern. In order to do that, he needed to get to a very specific half tile, then another very specific half tile, and then a third very specific half tile, all within a very short window, and he made it look easy. It is not. Yeah. When he goes left, you move a half. You can get 2 of the shots on the same half tile, but on the right Goma, you have to do all 3 shots from a different position, which makes it obviously tough. There's gets another bomb force in second lagoon. Meanwhile, Captain Green into 7 with Antlerz now. Barely even saw him do 3, it was so quick. Well, also, Antlerz had more interesting stuff going on, so I was watching him. And Antlerz gets red bubbled, gets his sword back real quick before continuing into the 3rd lagoon. And you can use all your bombs here because this room gives you a static bomb, and the Land Mola in 9 also gives you a static bomb, and there's only I think 2 walls to bomb in 9, so I guess 3 total, 2 after the Land Mo. So that's a weird thing about second quest, which is very different from first quest. There's very little bomb pressure in the late game. But there are different issues. Alright, Antlerz out of 7. Captain Green out of the 3rd lagoon, coming into the Goma himself. Captain Green just stabbing to waste 8 seconds waiting for the second Goma cycle and gets it done. Antlerz takes the recorder up to Death Mountain, and he's headed to level 9. So what we did for sections with fewer than 8 entrants, which was just second quest, we made them Swiss instead of a bracket. So this was a 3-round Swiss with 6 entrants. These guys were 2-0. If Antlerz completes this, he will be 3-0 and will be the winner of the tournament. Although, not quite in the bag yet. Third place in this tournament was Ugandis, who beat me in the 1-on-1 match yesterday, and I came in 4th. Alright, Antlerz has his silver arrows, he up-A'd. Wasn't paying attention to his count because I was watching Captain Green finish off the 3rd lagoon, so we'll see if he has a fairy set up. Captain Green en route to, he's grabbing his Triforce, so he'll join Antlerz in 9 shortly. Antlerz does get a fairy off the land mola. Captain Green gonna root quarter up to Death Mountain himself. Right, so Captain Green gonna head through this maze, bomb up, and he will have his own silver arrow fight. Meanwhile, Antlerz into the first of two Patras. I guess you could call this Patra 2 if you count the Patra we walked past that you just saw on Captain Green's side. Alright. Captain Green in a dangerous situation in the silver arrow room. Antlerz. Oh, did he do it again? Just leave out the bomb hole and start it over. Oh my god. Okay, he's gonna be a crazy person. What I would do in this situation is go out the bomb hole and start over, because you want Patra locked in the position where he's in a small circle, not in the position where he's expanding like this. And if you time your hits right, you can do both. But Antlerz is so good that he can get it in the bad position and still come out of it. Alright, and here's Ganon. By the way, Captain Green also got the Fairy Force after the Out Bay. Nicely done. Oh man. White Soren does take more hits on Ganon, but Antlerz gets through it. Get your GGs in chat for Antlerz. He is your second Swiss champion in Battle for Hyrule 2. And we are joined by Antlerz. GG, sir. Congratulations on winning the second quest section.
Yo, thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Just watching Captain Green close this out. He's headed to the Patras now.
Yeah, I mean, for having a couple deaths in these runs, like, I was kind of keeping tabs, and he's really been flying for all that's happened.
Hard drop from the Wizrobe heading into the Evil Patcher room. Captain Green gets Patra locked in the easy position, which is what we try to do, unless they're antlers. you got him locked in the expanding phase both times, and still amazes us all.
I don't know how that worked the second time, to be honest. I thought I had him. I didn't think I stabbed him while he was moving, but apparently I did.
Oh, and Captain Green takes a Ganon death and hits forfeit.
Yeah, GG's. I definitely understand.
And yeah, Captain Green saying in chat, nice time. Yeah, 34-11 in second quest in a race is pretty impressive. That's
I appreciate it.
We are joined now by Captain Green. GG, sir.
Thank you. GG Antlers. That was a PB, right?
Yo, GG's, dude. And yeah, it was a 25-second PB.
Nice.
Oh, that's incredible.
Thanks.
One of these days you're going to have to get your PBs optimized to the point where you can't PB in a race, and then, of course, and people will have to work months and months to beat you. But for now, you're just winning race after race, and that's good enough. So
yeah, we'll see how about the optimization.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Like when the thing about speedrunning is, as you grind more, it becomes harder. So it may or may not remain as fun. But nonetheless, it's been really cool to watch you pick up these categories and improve. Both of you, actually. Now, this is not the end of the tournament for Captain Green. You are in the finals for the swordless bracket, and Antlers. You need to get through King Doll. But you will face Captain. If you can beat King Doll, you will face Captain Green in the finals for swordless again. So, so we may see that rematch.
Yeah.
I wonder. I wonder, Captain Green, if you're rooting for Antlers to get a second crack at him, or if you are indifferent.
I'd like to take face Antlers again. Category I have more reps in. Although second quest has been fun to learn for sure, and I have like the freest PB ever if I can push the reset button. So I'll definitely take a PB at some point here. But yeah.
But yeah, you do have a lot of experience in swordless, and Antlers, you're pretty new to swordless, even though it turns out keeping your count by not getting hit damageless prepares you a lot for swordless. So you've been performing well, but still you haven't been doing the category long enough to have seen everything that can happen. So you're certainly a contender there. You got an uphill battle, and I was just talking to King Doll. King Doll used to be world record level at swordless, and he said he's de-rusted to the point that he's gotten a 38. So it won't be a free fight at all. Swordless semifinal between Antlers and King Doll will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern and the swordless will be here on SpeedGaming. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. we have the semifinals in the championship bracket. That's any % Noah Bay, and that is between Antlers and the Dr. Blue. So you're having a hell of a tournament, Antlers. It's you're still alive in every category. You've won one of them, and actually both of you are having a great tournament. It's been great to watch, and I'm glad we could do second quest in this tournament, even though it's not super popular, but it's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like second quest is a really fun run once you get into it. Honestly, it's a much different run. It's a lot, it's a lot of new challenges, things you don't really see a whole lot in first quest. So it's been fun. And that's we'll see if I can get by King Doll. He's good, and I did not play well in my last run. In my last series. I was lucky to advance. But yeah, it would be fun to run this back, and you know, if I was fortunate enough to get by King Doll, I'm pretty sure Captain Green would take me out pretty easily.
Well, if you're in shape to beat King Doll, you're also probably going to challenge Captain Green. So no matter what, I'm sure we have some good races coming up.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, but it's not going to be quite that clear cut. But yeah, I also just wanted to say, I'm also happy that Second Quest was added to this one. I think it was really cool the tournament this time, letting people just sign up for whatever categories they like. I think that was a really nice change, so appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you get with people focusing on what they focused on. You don't like we had like in the multi-category tournament in 2019, people had to learn all 3 categories to enter. So the people who were good at swordless, which is not the whole community, some people hate swordless, and but some people love it. So they're like the swordless sharks were like had a huge advantage, and Bruce Lugs ended up winning the tournament. So I thought it would be interesting to have, and the swordless races have been amazing with having just the people who want to run swordless, and the same goes for Second Quest and Hundo, etc. So yeah, I think this is going pretty well, and we're into the final stretch. We'll be a couple weeks away from finishing it all up. So the matches are just getting better and better. So I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Any final words from either of you?
No, just GG, Captain Green. Man, it's always fun when we get together, and I'm sure if we end up going against each other in swordless, it'll be much the same as far as being close. I know that this one didn't turn out in the end close, but like for what you had to deal with, I was kind of watching it. You were kind of flying whenever you weren't, having some bad luck. So
yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Tried to keep you honest on the same route, push you a bit, and but I'm not going to beat your PB here. So, but yeah, it's fun racing you in vanilla. Sure, and thanks John for the comms and SpeedGaming for the restream.
And needless to say, follow both these guys if you enjoyed this. They do a lot of challenge categories. They do a lot of randomizer. You like high level Z1, you should be following both of them. So, with that, let's say thanks to SpeedGaming for the restream, and we'll call it a night. And we will see you tomorrow and throughout the week with more semifinals and finals.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.